The most memorable part of the play for me was the moment that is revealed that George is having an affair with Mame. I was quite surprised by it, and I quite liked the way it was seen because it was done quite subtly during the transition between scenes rather than making it a very dramatic reveal in the dialogue of the play. The first theme of the play is race. This obviously plays an important role in the play, as most of the African American characters in the play struggle to find work that they would truly enjoy, despite having many of the same skill sets or even superior skill sets as white characters in the play who were able to find work quite easily. The second theme of the play is gender. Esther faces many obstacles due not only to her race, but as a result of gender roles in the era. It is expected of her to settle down and find a husband, despite the fact that she seemed mostly content in her career as a seamstress before she was overcome with the pressure of getting married. This was probably most of the reason that she was so easily rushed into marrying George, a man that she had never met, because she thought that since she was 35 and still hadn't been married off, that she was reaching the point where it wasn't possible for her to get married anymore, and this probably scared her. The third theme is deception. This runs quite heavily through the play and is mostly seen in George and Esther's relationship. Neither of them were fully honest during their written correspondence, which led to a marriage that was based upon lies. This led both of them to continue lying to each other until eventually Esther had to address the elephant in the room by telling Mame that she knew about her relationship with George. This play reinforces the African American experience of the era. It does an excellent job of portraying the racism and barriers that African Americans experienced in their everyday lives, and they lost many opportunities and were thought of as lesser simply due to the color of their skin. And I think Lynn Nottage wrote this play to humanize the African American experience in America and make it something that people could empathize with. Stereotypes and racism are still very prevalent in America and most of the world, hence why movements such as the Black Lives Matter movement are so important. The average person doesn't racially stereotype, but there is still a concerningly large group of people that makes rash judgments about people based on the color of their skin or their religion. Of course, stereotypes do stem from somewhere, and a small niche of people will always fit their stereotypes. However, they are no longer and never really were reflective of the gross majority. In order to overcome this, the first step is people have to take a step back and admit that there is still a problem, because many people like to think that we do live in a post-racial society, which is far from the truth. My questions are, why did George cheat on Esther? Was it purely because of her looks, or also because her personality was not the same as it was in her letters? And how would people reading, or I guess watching the play when it was first published, react to the kiss between Esther and Mrs. Van Buren?